I just wanted to take a moment to talk about my two rifles here. This is a WASR 10 that I outfitted the way I like it. So I put these UTG foregrip on there. Is probably kind of heavy, but it fits the rifle without having to do any major adjustments, cutting anything, crazy. This Israeli AGR 47 is just absolutely fantastic in the hand. So this Mossberg MMR was interesting because and the funny thing, it's on fire, but it's already been function checked. It's clear, no magazine, no rounds in the chamber. But I was at Guns Etc. looking at handguns and came into this one and thought, well, shoot for $600, and they're talking it up, saying that it's great. I looked online, reviews are good. Thought, well, what the hell? And I've been very happy with it so far. But I'm going to tell you, my little AK-47 AR story. So when I was 17 years old, I joined the Army National Guard, and I had never shot a rifle or anything in my life. So I went through basic training and having to get over the initial fear of every time the thing went off and it was loud, and I was 17 years old and in basic training, so stress was a little bit of a factor. I had a hard time qualifying, but I did. So then I go back to my unit at home. The rifle that I had in basic training, by the way, was an M16A2. I mean, it got a malfunction maybe every once in a while. It wasn't too crazy, but it was reliable, accurate for the most part. But when I got my unit, I got a M16A1, and that's where I got to see kind of what our Vietnam veterans went through. You had to keep the thing crystal clear or plenty of lubrication, otherwise it would malfunction in some way or another. You got to know what the forward assist is all about, because you get a lot of clicks and no fire. So, of course, at that point, when you got a click, you'd have to reset the rifle, so you'd pull it back and recharge it. So then you would hit the forward assist, which it probably was too late at that point. But it was part of the routine of charging the weapon. And of course now you see there's no actual forward assist on this rifle. I've never had a malfunction in it, so I've never had to use it. Don't miss it. But anyway, I had this M16A1, and we had to qualify again because I was in my unit. And I had bought a 22 at a pawn shop, and I just kept shooting it over and over and over again to get rid of that jerk whenever I fired. And I went to take my test, or take the qualification, and I shot expert. So it significantly changed the way I shoot. Then years went by, years went by, and I moved, and I didn't have that rifle anymore, and things changed, life changes. My daughter wanted a bow and arrow, and I didn't know how to shoot. I mean, I couldn't teach her how to shoot a bow and arrow. I bought her a 22 for Christmas, and bought myself a 22 so that we could both shoot together. Loved it. I mean, whatever you aim at, boy, you could hit. It was amazing. So I thought, well, shoot, I can still shoot. I still got it. And after a while, I decided, I want to buy an assault rifle to a pawn shop again. And I found this WASR 10. It was, $600, something like that. I thought, well, shoot, can't pass that up. And then I shoot it, and I'm thinking, well, wow, I really lost my mojo. I can't shoot. Because my expectations were way high, and I really didn't understand the difference. And, this thing shoots anything and everything, and when it hits it, it's a hard punching rifle. It's great. I absolutely love it. It's heavy. It's dependable, though. And rifles I used to really gravitate towards were heavy and old, and that was my thing when I was attracted to. But then I got this, and this changed everything for me. I mean, it's light, it's accurate, it's everything that I remember, minus I've had no malfunctions. I've had no issues. It's not kept clean like it was in the Army. I used to keep this thing clean when I first got it, thinking that that's what I needed to do, but then realized, well, shoot, it's an AK-47. Doesn't need to be clean all the time. But I still clean it probably more than I need to. This thing, like I said,